Hey, Gutfoxx here. So recently we heard on this video this morning about some teasers for Diamond Dynasty, and I'm gonna kind of go through my thoughts. I've got like a page plus of notes on what could happen, but overall at the beginning, I want to say I'm gonna give them the benefit of the doubt on Diamond Dynasty. Now remember, this is the same team that gave us Immortals in 18, so they're not flawless, right? They're not perfect, but since then, after 18, they listened to the community. 19 was great. 20, 21, 22, people have their issues about it, but overall, they've been very good game modes. So I just want to say ahead of time, I have faith. I kind of feel I know where they're coming from and what they want to do. And there are the downsides. So I'm going to talk about the potential downsides we're going to look out for. But like a lot of this that we're going to hear here, it depends on execution, right? It's a little frustrating. I feel like just an overall sense, they're not leaning on what made like their strengths. And we'll talk about that. I don't want to go too much into it, but a lot of their strengths over the last couple of years, they've kind of like gotten away from, where I'm like, wow, couldn't we just expand and go on to that? But let's listen to what's changing in Diamond Dynasty, and obviously we'll hear more on the 23rd, and we'll do a video on that.
What's new in Diamond Dynasty?
There's a lot, and we've got some really cool stuff to talk about when it comes to Diamond Dynasty this year, because we're really shaking up how you're going to build your dream team.
We're absolutely changing the game here. We know one of the most frustrating parts of Diamond Dynasty is when you grind and you work so hard, only for a few days later, we drop another card that has better attributes and is a higher overall, and you kind of got to start all over again.
Now, I feel like they don't understand the reason why a lot of people play Ultimate Team game modes, right? A majority of people like that grind, and that's the reason we're in that, is to keep grinding our squad up, keeping the new cards, right? Don't most people hate MLB The Show at the end of the year where they stop giving us new content to grind for that's better than the old content? And that's when Diamond Dynasty dies. So it seems like a very weird thing to say that right there. Because I'm sure there are some people that like it, but that's generally thought of as stale, right? There's some people that only like the competition, but you could just generally play like BR or regs if you just want to play head-to-head online and you don't care about the grind. So it's an interesting thing to say that from the team design standpoint, to put that statement out there, because it feels disconnected from the reason why many of us play.
So we're done with that. This year, you'll be earning 99 players on day one and every single day after that.
So you're telling me from the first day I'm going to be able to have a 99 card?
That's right. It's this new feature called Sets and Seasons, brand new to Diamond Dynasty.
Okay, so Sets and Seasons, okay? Some modes throughout Diamond Dynasty, like Ranked and Conquest, will require seasoned squads made of in-season cards, keeping squads fresh and competition fierce. In-season sets consist of the seasons during the current season. This should all core sets. So core sets include a lot of the basic cards we can keep through the whole thing, including like live series rewards and a few more collections and stuff. We'll talk about collections, how it's going to play to it. But they got like basically we can see 4 seasons from January 1 or when the game launches to May to June, June to August, and then August to whatever, maybe the playoffs, and maybe 5 seasons. So it's along with their like inning structure, the season structure is still like time set. So basically, what we're saying is this is like Hearthstone, right? Hearthstone does the same thing, almost exact same. It was like founded by like Magic the Gathering, but like basically there's a core set of cards, and then in order to like stop the power creep, they have to do like rotations, right? Hearthstone's rotations every 2 years though. Well, I guess every year, but 2 years things stay in the meta or they stay playable and standard. It's interesting that like Diamond Dynasty, and I guess people complain about the power creep. It's funny that they can't keep it like in their pants for 1 year, right? Like the power creep happens every couple months, and giving 99 cards day one, I feel like they also miss why a lot of us do play this game is for like, early season MLB The Show, just like Madden is the best, right? I don't want to be facing outlier day one. That is annoying, and that's the reason why a lot of people really love the early seasons, because we're playing like 80s, 90s. We don't really see those outliers, and if they are outliers, they like out Wicked Command because they're like bronzes or silvers a lot of times, so they can't even throw a strike if they wanted to, and if they throw a strike, it's right down the middle. But like if we're getting 99, DeGrom day one, like they don't understand. That's the main complaint that we had with like the Team Affinity when everybody had that card. Now obviously not everybody's gonna have 99s day one, but the big issue then becomes, what about the live series collection, okay? So live series collection, so MLB The Show is only pay to win for like a month and a half, right? And then eventually by the All-Star break, it's basically NMS run wild because it's so easy to get a team. But like for that first month and a half, if you put money in the game, you have a significantly better squad than the rest of them. So what I'm seeing here with set rotations, and obviously with the core set staying in there, people will have a base through the whole year, but we're seeing that first month and a half where it's pay to win, where you get the good cards right away. Now, this comes down to execution. So we don't know how they're going to execute it. But we're going to get that at least 4 times, right? So it's no longer, by the All-Star break, everybody's got the NMS and everybody's got like great squads. So they're kind of resetting it, and then so we'll see how much pay to win comes into effect, right? That's just speculation. That's one of the downsides of what can happen. I'm not saying it's going to, but they're basically bringing that and doing it over and over and over. It's why card companies like Hearthstone have rotations. So that way you spend more money on the new standard cards to be a competitive early on, or at least, at all. So with this said, it's kind of strange that they're talking about, like, the grind for the new cards is annoying when they introduce the same grind over and over and over again. Now, I think I've gotten in their minds and why I've really thought about this. Why are they doing it this way? I think they listened to the feedback around the live series not being good enough late into the year. And I think their whole crux here, and why they think it is because they want live series cards to be relevant longer. So this is how you keep live series cards relevant all year. Now, whether that was a great feedback to listen to and this was the proper structure to do it, that's one thing. So I'm not saying it's coming from an evil, like, we got to make more money by giving out new collections day one to get the 99s. It could have been from that more altruistic standpoint of them wanting to make their live series collections stronger longer and throughout the year. So that's what it is. But it is frustrating. Like, they had such a good format a couple years ago with the the inning formats, team affinities, XP like they had in the past. Remember, like, MLB's 20s crazy XP rewards. Now, they are saying these time-limited cards, it's tough. It's tough because I like it. And so, like, you won't necessarily get 99. He said you can get 99 cards day ones. Obviously, we could always do that with the live series collection. But it's not like we're going to have, like, every single 99 in a card, like, day one of the season. There'll still be, like, time-locked content that'll take us a while to grind for. So there still is that grind of Ultimate Team. We'll see that. I think one of my biggest issues with this is, what about collections, right? What's going on with collections? Because are we going to have to collect guys in October, like, that are Series 1, right? That are Season 1 cards that are, like, no longer supplied? I mean, maybe they'll give us old ones and old packs to give us old seasons like they have before, but that's one of the issues, and I totally suspect that's going to happen, just like they did give us throwback packs. But that's just one thing I wanted to bring up, that hopefully, like, you'd think, like, May 3rd, May 1st, everybody's gonna be selling off their Season 1 cards, right? They're just gonna be ditching them for whatever price they can in order to get ready, because, like, all your stubs transfer, but your cards won't. So if you want some of the Season 2 cards right away, sell your Set 1 cards because you no longer use them in Ranked. If all you play is Ranked and Conquest, so then, like, Set 2, yeah, you won't be able to use you'll only be able to use Core 1. What's Set 1? In-season cards consist of sets released during the current and previous seasons. Anyways, yeah, so that'll be interesting to see with the market dynamics with everybody selling off their old cards. But then if you have to lock them in collections to unlock the cards anyways, you won't be able to sell them off as much. So that'll be interesting to see how they do sets and stuff and require you to put cards in, so that way they're stuck in your binder all year. Then you can kind of build on that later. So I don't expect a huge market shift. There might be a little bit. It might be a buyer's paradise for future sets during the end of Season 1 when people are selling it off because of Season 2. Or maybe even when Season 2 starts, they really just can't use it. Then the price tanks on them until we get a big set. So that'll be interesting with the market and stuff. I will say I am not a fan of 99's day one, because, man, I really don't like facing Outlier day one at all. So I just want to reiterate that point. Please don't be dropping Outliers that often. Maybe give us more like the Maddox's day one, but even Maddox is so good. I don't know. I think this game is fun when you play with silvers and golds and stuff that go against the higher end cards. So I don't know. The day 199s I think is the most concerning for a lot of people, since the game's kind of silly when people are 99s, like 125 contact and power. But let's listen to the rest of this.
See, every single card that we release, it has a specific set attached to it. And then there's going to be seasons that run anywhere from 6 to 8 weeks. And in those seasons, you're going to be building squads with specific players from those sets. So the goal here is to keep things fresh. We're going to have squads and players rotate in and out through each season. But some modes are completely flexible, letting you use any player at any time.
So you're telling me, like, I'm just going to have 99s all year. Day one, 99 overall team.
You're still going to have to work for it, but you absolutely can from day one.
I mean, I'm a big league. You don't think you could help me out? I mean, help me out.
I got you.
All right, bet.
And tell them about the other new thing.
Oh yeah, we're not done. We got plenty of new features in Diamond Dynasty. There's another one. So if you like theme team builds, we got a feature called Captains.
So Jazz, when you're on the field, you make a big play, you energize your teammates, right? So captains have these abilities.
All right, hitters from the New York Yankees in your squad to give power, arm strength, that kind of stuff. So this is really cool. Theme teams and stuff, I love it. The only downside is, like, how are we gonna do it? And as you saw in Ranked Season 3, where you can't use set 1. So like, it's kind of tragic, and especially as content creators trying to make like a theme team, you're gonna have to go to like casual only or some other non-ranked thing. So you can't even take your New York Yankees theme team because maybe you got like a Lou Gehrig in set 1, but set 2, set 3 maybe didn't get him. So you got to go into like, casual games, and that's everyone just quits out instantly. So it's almost like they're working against each other with these two new features. The fact that, like, you want to build a Yankees theme team because you get boosts, but then a lot of those players just won't be able to be used in a ranked anyways. So you're kind of settling for like a tier 2 boost because you can't get all the tier 3 guys. So it's unfortunate that it's done this way. I will say I'm not exactly happy about that. I love this feature, but I also hate that they didn't connect the two to like you what you want, I feel like, in game development is for things to build off each other, and like the sum is greater than the parts, but I feel like the parts are good, but the sum is lesser than the two parts separated. So it's unfortunate. And then, like, what about parallels too? Like, if I parallel that Gehrig and then I won't be able to use them, then I'm kind of like stuck with them just sitting in my binder, and I can't use my fully paralleled guy anymore. And I realize some people stop using cards if they fully parallel them, but it's kind of nice to have that boost. So parallels suffer a little bit with this new season structure too.
Have these abilities in Diamond Dynasty that are going to make those teammates more powerful. And, we're scratching the surface here when it comes to Diamond Dynasty, these theme teams. These captain abilities are going to really shake up how we build teams in Diamond Dynasty, a lot of dream teams.
I'm definitely for that.
So overall, we'll see on Thursday more about it. But those are really my main concerns. Is that, I'll just sum it again, right? They're getting away from the popular things that made their game great, and it's frustrating. They need to, I like that they're innovating. Don't get me wrong, I like that they're innovating. I wish they do more innovations around, like, how they brought parallel in. That was a friggin' W innovation. But, like, they're giving us things that we didn't really want or ask for. They're just changing it for change sakes, when they could do, I feel like, different innovative things and just build on their popular items. So that's it. We'll see as far as the grind collections. 99 day one. I hate it, but it is what it is. We'll see. Pray for no outlier early on. We'll see ya. I'm gonna get my final thoughts on the tech test. It looks like the servers have finally shut off, so I will see you guys around.